The co-valedictorian, Sophia Barbosa, will now give her valedictory address.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Tennyson, Mrs. Hayes, Dr. Dresden, Mrs. Collins, trustees, faculty, parents, friends, and the graduating class of 2016. A few weeks ago, I was driving to school with a friend. As we crossed a bridge on a highway, she turned her head towards each of the car's windows. Realizing that I was confused at what she was doing, my friend explained to me that she was checking to see if there was any wind. There was none, and while this does not seem like a crucial detail, for her, wind is vital. Regardless of how much effort sailors like her put into what they are doing, they need wind to help them perform their sport. Although for those of us who do not sail, physical wind may not be as important, we all need some sort of wind in our lives. We need a driving force for our actions that pushes us to be better leaders, people, and impactful members of our community. We need something that will help guide and push us towards our goals. That wind can manifest itself in many ways. It can be found in the people who surround us, our families, our friends, our classmates, and our teachers. It can come from entire communities, environments, and institutions, such as Sacred Heart, which has helped us grow into independent, strong young women by giving us a comfortable community built upon the goals and criteria. I also think that this push, this strength, can come from within ourselves. Nevertheless, there have been times when no matter how hard we try, it seems like we have nothing pushing us from behind. We will even find ourselves in situations in which the wind appears to fight against us. However, we know not to let these occasions get the best of us. Instead, our high school years have taught us to be young women who persevere, find the best in trying instances, and use challenges as learning experiences. While there have been times when I have thought that I can do things completely on my own, I know that Sacred Heart has taught us to accept and always be grateful for the wind that those around us offer. As we leave the home that we have built in this close-knit community, it is important that we keep in mind the values that have been instilled in us during our childhood and throughout our time at Sacred Heart. We have been taught to be driven, accepting, generous, grateful, honest, and happy individuals. And as we aspire to reach our goals in college and in life, I hope that we maintain these values as a foundation that ties us together and propels us towards our future. They should be a reminder of the fact that we have 74 shoulders to lean on and that we should never feel alone. And although there is a saying that goes, "It does not matter where you come from, only where you are going," I believe that our background and where we come from should be integral parts of our identities that do not limit but shape our futures. Although I've lived most of my life in the United States, my Mexican identity is a very important part of who I am, shaping the way I think about the world around me. I am grateful for my dual citizenship and for the privilege of having lived in geographically and culturally different places. I appreciate the heavily Latin-influenced lifestyle of Miami, the college-like freedom and diversity of boarding school, the quiet New England town atmosphere of Greenwich, and the enormous yet familiar feel of Mexico City. While there is not one place with which I identify more than the others, they are all parts of myself that I will bring to college. I hope that we all see the value in our background, in our common experience at Sacred Heart, whether it has lasted 15, 7, or 2 years, and its ability to positively inform and shape our futures. Finally, begin anywhere is a short, 2-word, 13-letter phrase. At first glance, its instructions seem simple. We are asked to start wherever we want. But I think that when composer John Cage said this, he did not think of beginning as an undemanding or effortless task. In fact, when we are faced with daunting choices or endeavors, starting is hardly simple. Today, as we begin our transition from one stage of our lives into another, I hope that we remember that there is not one right place from which to begin our journey. At the same time, it is important that we remember that Sacred Heart has given us a foundation and beginning push during our time here. College and life ahead will provide us with challenges and difficulties that may seem impossible. However, it is important for us all to understand the impact of our small first acts in the long-term goals and aspirations we are inspired to achieve. We can all use the wind, the push with which life provides us, in order to begin reaching towards our goals. Finally, although the efforts we begin with today may seem small or insignificant, we have to remember that the foundation of any powerful change in the world is one of our small actions. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia.